All right, everybody, we are in. Welcome to the Scrim. Welcome to beautiful, lovely, sunny Afghanistan. This is Lashkar TCV2 with Tactrig going up against Deep States. We've had a prior Scrim with Deep State in the past, and I'm excited to see how those players have developed. I'm joined today by Lagano Stefano and my Ego. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
And I cannot wait for this because I love myself a good match of TC. I think most of Tactrig is kind of very fond of territory control as a game mode, which is a little unlike something you might see elsewhere where most servers are only RAS AAS, only invasion. Tactrig likes to dabble in territory control. So for those of you who have not played any territory control before, let me explain the idea real fast. So on the top right of the map, we have an anchor, and that anchor is the start of a chain. And that chain is going to extend from hex to hex as infantry capture more of it until they meet a point of contact. Now, that chain must be an unbroken chain. So what can happen is you can have the enemy with their own chain cut your chain off, and any hexes that do not connect to that anchor are not able for your team to contest. Now, the main way to win this game mode is to just very simply own a majority of the hexes. If you do that, your enemy team will start to bleed tickets. And one of the most decisive ways to win that engagement is by making a fatal push to your team's anchor. If you can make an unbroken chain to your team's anchor, they cannot control anything on the map, and that match is going to be yours to win at that point. So that's the basic concept behind territory control. Very fun game mode. What I would expect from this rollout, and maybe I'll be proven wrong here, but when I've played this particularly in pubs, I've seen this south highway is a very easy route to get through, and it's very easy for the north to mess up the rollout along this very long, kind of winding road. And the midpoint right in the middle here, this town of Lashkar itself, is going to be the hot point that decides the direction of the match, whether north or south. So with that being said, we're just a few seconds away from going live here, and I cannot wait to see what our helicopters are going to be doing. I haven't mentioned our factions yet. We're working on light infantry versus light infantry, the Russians versus the Chinese PLA teams, and we will be following very closely to the two helicopters on the map that are available directly on rollout. Now, where these two helicopters end up is going to decide the direction of the match for both teams. So, Tactrig helicopter lifting off. We see Deep State light vehicles rolling out. We will not be seeing any armor on this layer. There is technically a tank available, but both teams have agreed not to use that tank to keep this as close as possible to a light infantry skirmish with nothing more than small 50 cal vehicles, and a few ATGMs will be seen. But for the most part, this is going to be just the infantry fight and nothing more. We can see both helicopters getting very close to one another now. And some sparks coming from Deep States. I'm not sure what that was all about.
They rear-rotored. They just
rear-rotor
the ground, which is okay. And then
I see. Tail strike. Unfortunate. Meanwhile, Tactrig's heli having a little bit more success. No rotoring, no issues. Successful dismount. And Deep State's dismount as well, making full use of that PLA helicopter. Look how many more infantry that Deep State has been able to push out of that helicopter. So Tactrig is going to have, at the very initial fight, a small infantry disadvantage until we see some of their faster Tiger vehicles come in afterwards. And while they are fast, they are nowhere near as fast as a helicopter. Tiger's popping smoke. We're witnessing a few players take the initial dismount on this compound. Now, this bridge right here is a major flashpoint that needs to be won by both teams. Now, I love what I'm seeing from Tactrig right above the western cliffs. We have a flank squad already right on top of Deep State. Now, Deep State is a team, if you watched our previous scrim on Gorodok, You might remember that Deep State was pretty prolific with their use of emplacements. And I'm curious to see if they try to take advantage of those features of the game again on this match. They were pretty soundly defeated last time by superior maneuver from Tactrig, but with this kind of a constricted valley, I believe it's no more than 500 to 600 meters across, they might be able to make some use of emplacements. But to do that, they're going to need to grab a foothold first. And so far, looks like we're having some issues making that happen.
So let's talk a little bit about the rollouts that we saw there. Both teams used their helis very conservatively. They both played it a little bit slower than what they could have. But the Deep State follow-up vehicles went wide, and they're not going to be able to get engaged in a fight for another 2 to 3 minutes relative to what the TT vehicles did. The TT vehicles set up that initial envelopment around the confluence, which is kind of what we would typically want to see for teams that want to control this middle town area. And this is kind of the main fight. So you see the Deep State radio is already getting pushed. They're already mostly fishbowled. Their rallies, they've got 1 left, so that radio is probably not going to last very long. And the question is, can the Deep State flank pick up pace to be able to wipe the TT rallies on the northeast
bro, dude,
side?
no, not the knife! Sir Bro, dude, manages to pull off the knife on Inari, the poor Deep State, prone in the dirt. Hat Kit putting some work. I didn't think he deserved that one. I thought that was going to be a frag for Inari for sure. I think he'd turn around in time. So Sir Bro Dude, within probably 50 meters of this Deep State radio that we were mentioning. And I don't even have to check the map for you to see. If I can just go vertical right now, you can see the envelopment happening from all sides. Tactrig just clearing swaths along the north, the east, and even aggressing all the way out to the southeastern hills. It is just a clear fishbowl that Deep State has been stuck in. And even on the northwest now we see a squad advancing from this side as well. So it is not happening for Deep State at this midpoint. And the mortars begin to rain down as well. Hitting nothing in particular at the moment. But Helix, Frogman, within inches of this radio, manages to avoid Kinley for the moment. And not so much for Malvik and Nuck.
Oh, no,
Kinley
that's not
walking
true.
over his friendly. Helix trying to make work with frags for now while the rest of the team catches up. If you are playing a match and you are in a situation like this where you're on an enemy radio, enemy fob, and you know you've got team about 100 meters behind you, best thing you can do is play slow and wait. Maybe take a pick if you can find it for free, but truly the best thing that you can do is just wait. Maybe camp Hab, as we see Helix doing here. Trying to get the rest of the team behind you. Hijack goes down to Canuck. Canuck putting in some effort.
Radio on the north.
So this radio is heavily contested. We mentioned Tactrig might be considering their own radio up north. They do have one farther out, and it looks like we've got a lone Deep State right on top of this mortar fob that Tactrig has for themselves. So we'll have to see if this is causing a problem for them in the future. Going back to your view, Logano, looks like just still a really contested fight for that radio. Nothing convincing coming from Deep State at this point. I mean, if we look at this from the sky, I think this radio is pretty well toasted. Tiger dipping its way through for support.
So the Deep State command net is reacting to the fact that their HAB is proxied. They're still trying to talk about ways to recover. They are finally talking about pulling the radio. They're about 3 to 4 minutes too late on that call. They should have felt the rap a few minutes ago, and they just didn't call for it.
So Mixu just kind of hailing a rain of frag grenades into Deep State's HAB. Going for the pre-fire. Gets punished for it, unfortunately. Deep State barely hanging on.
And then you go up north.
And just all manner of angles being held.
Yes. After your
Waiting for the opponent to make a move. And more pushes into this hab as HQB Redo as well. Another goes down. The defense is holding just barely for now. I have to say, that's fourth down for Tactric, even a fifth down for Tactric on this hab. This hab push is not exactly what I would call textbook. Really trickling in one at a time like this is a great way to get you a squad wipe, and not on the right side of the board either. Would really like to be seeing more of 2-3-man rushes on this hab at the exact same time. And yes, you cannot fit more than one in a doorway, but you can absolutely be pushing in much more tightly than you are right now.
He's going down.
Another down in that hab. And it's just a little bit of a farm. I think this is for Crayon right now. Going a little bit crazy.
Enemy RWS. Northeast. Vex, Driz, enemy RW.
Some chatter in local about digging a radio. But I don't believe we're going to see any radio dig at the moment. Hijack doing good job on the medic. Kind of picking up some of the mistakes. Crayon able to make an effective use of the camo netting as well on that hab. This is not an easy situation. And a nice GL as well, I believe, took out Hijack and Don't Shoot. Very nice GLs. I like the comms and local about how to handle this, digging radio. But really, the thing that needed to happen was an aggressive 3 or 4 man push right at the same time as each other. Checking back in on the bigger picture. So we're looking at the complete envelopment of this situation in the middle of the map. We've got tactic control on the west side, some control on the east side, the direct push, and it's really looking like this radio will probably be toast. Maybe not as fast as Tactric has hoped, but I don't think any reason to believe this fob is going to survive this onslaught. That being said, we are seeing a little bit of action from Screenpecker, I believe you're watching right now. We've got a fire team worth of dead Tactric alone in that building. Tiger here to support that action for just a moment with suppression. Screenpecker with another.
Outside, north side hurt. North side, outside.
Big flank around the side of the building. Helix, not quite able to see what he wants to see out of this. Ooh, the roof angle, though. Might... Oh, did not matter. I think that was Jimothy or G1 with a trade. But that is finally that fight taken care of. Revisiting our hab situation, however. And it looks like Crayon is still alive inside of this fob. And finally taken down. That is... After a long while, final tactic control over this fob. And that is a complete wipe for Deep State on the hot point of the mat. But that's not the only place the fight has been happening this whole time. Going on to southbound on the MSR for the next target. Not a lot of map control initially right now, but we're going to start to see that develop as this western squad starts clearing out these hills. And same, this eastern squad is having some trouble on these eastern hills. But we're looking at a two-pronged approach here. Trying to pull Deep State in 2 different directions is going to be a recipe for success. Assuming this central thrust, now that it's finished what it's dealt with up at Northern Lashkar, can come straight down the middle on this. But at the moment, it looks like a total wipeout for Tactric Infantry on the east side. So Deep State acquitting themselves very nicely on the east. Not so much on the west. Perhaps we're going to see what this looks like in just a moment. On the west is the more interesting fight to watch. If we can see TT win the west fight, the east might start to become a little bit more viable for them as attention gets drawn away. But I think as we zoom out here, we're also going to see this western situation is a significant disadvantage in man count. E1 goes down, another body down for Tactrig.
Yeah, stand by.
I think so.
So I do not see this Western Hill really going towards Tech Trick with this much of an infantry disadvantage for them.
I don't know if that's enough.
Skywalker and Potemkin might be great players, but I don't know that they can
Copy.
handle this much of a disadvantage, especially one of them goes down on first contact, and it's just Potemkin. Nice pick, and he is a medic. Might be able to handle the revive, but he's just given his position away.
Are you in a decent position, or?
Already asking about the revive, but you've got concerns. People above you that you need to worry about. And a lot.
So we've seen a reset here from DS, and it's going to be another beat before things start to pick up again. Let's talk about what's going on macro-wise, specifically with TC. TT is picking up about 6 cells for hexes off of this. That's going to start to put DS on a little bit of a bleed. The next area where all these hexes are big, wide, open areas. If DS wants to play this solidly, this just needs to be a really slow grind and hold, because TC almost always gets resolved based off of tickets and KD and ticket bleed. Very rarely does TC in an organized match get resolved through an anchor point capture. So DS needs to be thinking about going ticket positive. They need to think about maybe slowing the anchor losses and maybe trying to find a way to get the radio that they heard get placed in that town. So, finding some way to get back in there. But they need to be thinking about tickets right now.
I think the fight of the moment is this western side push up the hill. We've got 2 rallies just in direct contest with one another, and it really will be just a sumo match to see who can throw the other out of the ring first. Looks like Wolf alone versus a Deep State duo. Managed to take out Deathclaw. Does not know about foreskins. There it goes. Wolf is down. Meanwhile, on the middle of this fight, Skywalker walking over body. Also traded very effective bush ratting from Deep State on this western hilltop. Giving TT a run for their money. But this is more tech trig on this hill that we had seen in the last 5 minutes. So the advance for tech trig is not to be discounted here.
That's a good frag.
Yeah, I'm trying to reset my rally, and then we're gonna move down.
Okay.
All right.
10 seconds out.
If we will look at the east side again, you see more DS down than there were just 2 minutes ago. That's largely because you started to see them pushing directly into a large wave of TT that they should have known was coming. So this would be an example of you kind of need to take a knee, hold the ground, let them push into you, go ticket positive, and just control the space and don't lose any more hexes while you make a bigger play from another angle.
7, if I need to come north, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
Go north.
So now we're also starting to see... I had mentioned prior that we're going to see a bit of a fight between the west side of the map. The east side of the map is heading more in Tech Trig's direction. But we're now also starting to see that northern Lashkar center push also turn into its own offensive. And we really do need to see more Deep State kind of working these flanks as they have been on the west side, but this east side crumbling a little bit, and the center push in a bit of a pickle as well.
Tech-Trig North Hab has been contested for some amount of time.
Squad 2 rallies, so they're pretty inaccurate. They're not hitting
And it
shit.
looks like a duo is proxying that as we speak. There is a Tiger on standby to deal with the situation. The RWS, I believe, able to clear the proxy with a frag. Ooh. I think I just had a very large freeze for a moment there. I believe we're back, though. So this Tiger able to kind of help with that proxy situation?
Mega Cat spawns and dies right when he runs back in the
We have
hab.
a plan to build mortars, guys?
That's
That's
so
a
lucky.
boost with the slow push.
I'm for
Into the hab. Does not make it happen, so this hab will stay contested. But at the same time, Tarnation, as we zoom out, really nothing in the way of support for Tarnation.
He stuck his dogs. He stuck the dogs. Oh.
Just take pot shots from me there.
Tarnation, another pick. Chris Webb goes down as well. Deep State's defense on these hab holds
Might be passing the hack kit to the
has been nothing short of tremendous, honestly. Tarnation buying himself more time for this squad on the north side off of this rally.
What?
To get back in.
Out. That's so lame.
Oh, no. So,
open top.
They don't know he died.
what
West
What?
of the tree.
what a poor ending to such a amazing frag fest there for a moment. That's a little bit unfortunate. So as Tactrig is picking up their dead, it comes down to the 1 or 2 deep stave off to the north to try to continue that pressure onto that hab, but that's a slow trickle against a pretty significant number of Tactrig once their dead have been picked up. Revisiting back on the midpoint, making gains on both sides, but at the same time, Deep State effectively playing both sides. So as we look at the east side, as good as it's ever been for Tactrig, west side still having some issues on the ground, and this middle is just a total stalemate for both sides, which is to be expected. I mean, it's a bit of a no man's land, but I do like what I'm seeing from the western side of Deep State. Really wide, able to play the high ground and firing down on everything that might be approaching at them. Really not able to get close to the rally. However, I do see Paddock prone, sneaky, just manages to burn Tactrig's rally on this west side. I hope their squad leader has another in their back pocket, but that's a pretty big deal, actually. I think this west side has been difficult for Tactrig, but this might make it more than unmanageable. These mortars going a long way to also make the situation unstable as well.
So let's unpack a little bit of that west side play that DS was set up that you were just referencing. I really like the one rally that got pushed out to the west, but what I would have liked better is if they had, instead of pushing due east directly back into the front of the fight, is if, yes, close that gap, but put more people pushing up northeast to burn the rallies that you know are there. If that squad had pushed northeast, they would have burned 1, maybe even 2 of the TT rallies, which would have opened up that whole west side for them.
And that would have gone a long way in clearing things out. Would have made Tactrig reset all the way back to their hub, and then they would have inroads on the southern end of the Lashkar town itself. So the west side going pretty well for Deep State, but I mean, usually the way things work out on TC this way is if your west side is going really, really well, it may very well be because your east side is kind of getting chewed apart right now, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now. Tactrig able to get a good approach, and I do see on the hab for Deep State, a hat kit has found himself in, ooh, a little pop on a vehicle there as well. Pablo finds himself deep into enemy territory. Oh, and nothing comes of it, unfortunately. But we like to see these little pushes like this, because even one rat in your back line is enough to make you concerned as a squad leader to pull forces back from the front line.
So the reason Pablo pushed that is because he's been playing backline hat and he's out of ammo. So he was looking for a way to die, get respawn, and maybe do something useful along the way. If we zoom back out, though, and look at how that main camp is going, TT's had a rocket Birdem in the back line that's killed at least 1, maybe 2 Vics at this point, and the resupply on DS is going to start to feel this. DS has 1 guy in the back line who hasn't picked up any kills just yet, because TT is a little bit more light on their ammo consumption. Their mortars have been really delayed, not very used. So we'll see if that actually turns into a constraint or not. But right now, DS needs to pick up on the backline pressure and main camp.
Yeah, this backline Birdem strategy is particularly interesting. It doesn't look like they've even caught wind of each other yet. We'd have heard some ATGMs pop off by this point. Ooh, helicopter, tail-rotored. And down he goes. And looks like that's a heli out for Deep State for quite a while. And we're hearing Tech Trig fly their own heli triumphantly above my camera. So that is going to be a nice intel advantage for Tech Trig. Again, not really much armor for that helicopter to scout out, but might be able to get a bead on that rocket bird. Ooh, pardon me, or that ATGM. Never mind. And there goes Tech Trig's heli. What a shot! I assume from
I'm not sure how I died.
PLA's own ATGM, because that was
I need a.
just gone in an instant. Revisiting this east side, barely holding on by the skin of their teeth, managing revives. Deep State holding on just a little bit. Uphill situation looks a little bit better as they're starting to get around the side of this advance. Being very slippery, very hard to take out completely is proven a very effective strategy for them. Capybara takes out Kiwi War. Deep State fraggers doing such a good job controlling the situation and not letting themselves be caught out or killed excessively. This west side, though, is looking pretty nice for Tech Trig. May have managed to replace a rally, and I do see a replaced rally. Three rallies effectively placed here. Pretty close to the fob that they've got going as well, but that's another 150, 200 meters they will not have to walk on a reset from a hab. So rallies, as always, the most valuable tool in the SL's toolkit. And this fight right here might become the one that breaks the camel's back. If Taros can take out his opponent in the bush. Yup. Oh. But at the same exact time, a rally wave, 2 more Deep State managed to get out. So we might not see the rally burn that Taros would have liked to have accomplished. It's an uphill fight. I think Taros knows, or at the very least, he has stamina. The slow push. He's about to see. Manages 1 frag. I think he was hit on that one. That means Foreskins. Wait. Oh, the Shift W will kill you every time. So that's, I don't believe that was a rally burn quite yet. We're still just a little too far away. The amount of blue encroaching upon this rally, I think you can clearly see that this rally's days are very numbered. I think we're about to see a burn in just a few seconds. But not if Archangel can have one more word to say about it. It'll be very close. We've got some Tech Trig coming along the flanks as well, making so much progress towards this rally. Just a few more meters pushing downhill.
One reset as quickly as you can. I'm covering your lane now.
But I also do see a lot of Deep State just kind of lying down dead. I think we're seeing some resets right now. They're going to try to make one last rally wave.
Going
back to there.
Yeah, the TT main camp, that's the second Logi kill. I will say the DS main camper, their backline hat, has 3 Vic kills already, and we're about to see another TT Logi attempt. So in the next minute, we'll see if the backline can deal with that or not. I still would love to see that Deep Straight first squad on the west side. He's got a wide open lane pushing straight in to burn multiple rallies and just not taking advantage of that space yet.
Also looks like Deep State has been dedicating a RWS to this east side as well. So that's a hat kit and a 2-manned RWS exclusively for the purpose of denying Logi. Which, to be clear, does have its benefits, but on a map with limited amounts of armor, less need for ammunition, it's not the most crucial thing that you get constant resupply, other than for your mortar tubes, which have been pretty instrumental here.
Let's check that. Deep State's got 5 and 2 right now, 30 minutes in on both of their tubes, and TT is 1 and 1. This is, I would say, not extremely effective mortars from either team today.
Okay, Des will need lots of ammo runs from you. Okay.
So
50%.
Randy Newman on the Logi run might run into this RWS soon here.
Northwest one has eyes on rep, I think. that's why
I think the hat kit might not even come into play because this RWS main camp might... Oh, have they rolled? No, they're just dismounting. RWS might catch... Where is Randy headed at this moment? I have to check. Oh my goodness, Randy. I think Randy has found his way behind the RWS.
Yes, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know, but he is... By virtue of taking creative backline routes... Wait, do they hear him? Oh, they're heading right for... I think they heard him. Oh, Randy, no. Oh, Randy's gone. Yep, Randy's gone.
They're gonna burn your rally.
It's a disaster in slow motion. There he goes. Rest in peace, Randy Newman. Well, that's another vehicle kill for Deep State on the back line. Denying Morology, maybe not the point on this one, as much as the 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 tickets and vehicle kills they've managed to accumulate. But checking up on the bigger picture ticket count, we're looking at Tactrig at 234 to Deep State's 132. It's not looking pretty here. And I have to wonder, we are at a 2-ticket bleed. So every 60 seconds, Deep State has been losing 2 tickets. And that is not exactly conducive to a good ticket line.
But I don't know what the ATGM situation for our dub.
So revisiting back on the west side, it looks like this rally did indeed burn while we were watching the main camp situation. Has not stopped Deep State from maintaining a presence, but I'm concerned to see that the rally may have been replaced, but quite a bit farther back.
DS artillery's gonna pick up 2, and I think that's gonna be it though.
They're shooting the north side of their half. I'm 44 with that.
If only artillery could destroy rallies. Were that to be the case, we might have seen a useful impact with this arty, but otherwise we're just kind of doing what the mortars were already doing anyways. So I feel like if I'm commander on this situation, if I'm calling shots for Deep State and I really want a juicy arty, I would pull my guys off of one of these mountains, let Tectric have it, like this east side. Let them have it.
Is that what you want, or you want something else?
And then just absolutely shell them.
We don't have enough people.
Looking mortars are kind of landing inconsequentially at the moment on the river line. I think at the moment this east side is the most contested part of the map at the moment.
I know it sucks.
Not really not really breaking a stalemate in either direction. Just due to how easy it is to just kind of push a little farther up the mountain, be a little bit more unkillable, and keep your presence on the map known. Like there's just so much incentive to just keep pushing higher and higher and higher up the mountain, get you farther away from the fight, but also more of advantage on everything that's happening. That being said, 2 Tactrig might be slipping right through the gap to find a rally burn. Dusty leading the charge on that. And with this vehicle left right on top of that rally, they will well and truly know that this is a rally burn when they reach it.
Counter by Tactrig about to land. This should pick up a couple.
Ranging shot splash. I'm curious to see exactly. Oh, and that I think was a triple or a quad right off the bat. But I do not believe we're going to see this stretch across the river at all to catch the other side. I think this is just going to roll straight towards the hab. So that quad might have been the only effect this already has, other than buying time for a push on the west side, maybe.
Tubes will be disabled, too. Might pick up on a logi kill, too. Tube will be...
So not much further effect. That initial barrage, at least managing to outfrag Deep State's arty, but not by much. Possibly inconsequential arty. I think I did hear a logi pop behind us.
Anyone else need mortars?
Yeah. Did
Cleaned up
convert
and
it.
open.
Or no, it popped the corpse. There was a corpse under the water tower.
Focus
Killed
I
the
see.
corpse.
So Tactrig on the west side, pardon, the east side, has found themselves kind of just, just perfectly positioned in between two different rallies, and they could pick any direction and run, and they would, they'd be able to burn those. But they have otherwise just stayed put, and are actually heading in the wrong direction. So, if only we could
Alright,
telepathically communicate.
West side, we got TT3SL who's pushed his rally up. This is potentially a problematic decision because they failed to burn the DS rally. Now, all DS needs to do is run behind them instead of running directly into the front of TT. If they run behind TT, they will burn 1, 2, 3 rallies.
And that
Let's
would
see what
be...
they do as they come off of their one rally on the west. Looks like they are not running behind them.
I haven't seen much of a real commitment to Deep State to make a flank like that happen, though, because every time they've had positioning like this, they've just used it to their advantage in the immediate gunfight, but they have not leveraged it to make anything bigger picture happen, which is really what you would have liked to have seen. Even if you just have 1 or 2 guys whose whole job is to go super wide and just go for flanks. We are seeing 2 guys go super wide, but I have no idea what they're doing out here.
Good job, Omega. Just keep working that river
Oh,
crossing.
same thing on the east side. Really, Dusty pushing his rally up, burning 1 rally, but the SL's still alive. That's another rally, like on the east side. And so really, rallies in between 2 DS rallies. Vitamins will figure it out because he just got GL'd from behind him, and so now Dusty's like, oh no, they're behind
What
us.
is even going on in this east side? This is just a mess. How have they not burned these rallies? This is incredible.
I don't.
I've never seen a situation where I've put my rally into...
TT3 rally got burned on the west side. This is the first time DS can open this up if they just push behind him. If they get off of the high ground and go down and push to burn the rallies, that I see that marksman looking directly at the rallies. All he has to do is go burn them.
Yep, that was all it would take.
And then the whole TT west side would be wide open if the marksman comes down off the hill and burns the rallies.
Oh, I'm not a betting man, but I wouldn't be placing that bet. I mean, we're an organized scrim event here. We've got some very good players on both sides, but I mean, a marksman is always going to do marksman things no matter what. The allure of the bipod is not to be challenged.
They replaced rally very close.
Scriptum able to find themselves about 30 meters from the enemy radio now. Might be able to make a play. Sees enemy tubes. Misses 3 shots, 4 shots. Okay, clip that, send it to Scriptum. Missed 4 shots on a guy that wasn't moving. And immediately dies to Crusty Salesman.
Big reset on Hab.
Not Scriptum's finest moment. It looks like a firefight off of that rooftop you're looking at. Yeah, massive reset on this Hab. The only question is, as I pan the camera over, is there any tech trick here to keep the pressure up? The answer is sort of, kinda, but not soon enough. So that's going to allow Deep State to get 1 more effective push out of this Hab, but this is the best progress tech trick has ever had. Again, though, like Echo was saying earlier, like we've got so many Deep State in the hills behind them, and we're just not seeing rally burns. It's crazy. They're just content to just remain on top of those hills and not push down to kill the spawns.
Yeah, I'll do that as soon as we're dead.
And now we're also seeing the success of not only the western angle, but also this middle push is fine. This eastern riverside is fine. Maybe contested a little bit, but this middle push, especially right here, is looking very good right now. There's only 2 alive to contest 3 men.
I mean, it just lets the eastern guys walk up. You can HE inside it as well.
I can't leave this east side. Matthew's getting wrapped.
Big HEs right
I'm just getting shot from behind me.
That's okay.
And we are seeing some comms about
Send some rally
Wolf
alpha.
and
This
the
eastern
other
side.
guy are totally blind. It's a guy on the tubes.
Just spread HE all over these the faded ones as well.
So Tactric Command rightly worried about the eastern wrap. We still have one rally alive from Deep State over here, but it looks like a trade for the other two rallies that were very conspicuously placed right next to one another over here. That was pretty inevitable.
Chris, do you still want me buffering the north?
One, yo, Matthew, you are past.
Very nice little spot on that red crate. Hiding inside right next to the hab. Might be able to make a stealth proxy happen if he can keep his gun muzzled and, oh, unfortunately, Wolf does not make it.
There's a DS rally outside that everybody's just missed on the west side.
And this
So when
is
they
the
get hab
stream in
proxy-
that we've been waiting for. Drizzle, Vex, and a frag on the radio by Redo. This is Tactric control over this radio, and this is going to be the radio kill that ends it all. Deep State working with only 50 tickets at this point. A radio take just is going to seal the deal. Some return frags. Vex in a terrible position. Taken out by a pair of Deep State. That's going to be Redo with the shovel on the radio. We're going to see the spawn go down.
Staged yet? Doesn't look like it. Nope, staged.
It's about to be staged, and this is complete
So it's-
dominance.
Enemy R-dub, enemy...
So let's look at rallies now that DS has. They have one rally to the east. Two rallies to the east. Two? One. I'm stupid. One to the east.
I'm
Is there one
seeing
to the
I'm seeing
south?
two, but I'm seeing that one of them is not really in play
Oh.
for this fight. And
Yep.
one is much closer and is continually streaming infantry and right behind Skywalker even, who has been peppering GLs into the fight pretty usefully. Manages a frag from the low ground as well.
DS has another rally to the south and another one to the west. Two to the west.
But it does look
But
like...
very far.
Ooh, Deep State. Again, one guy just being the thorn in the side. Not going to be able to save this radio, though. There's no way Deathclaw manages to recover this without something insane happening. And yet,
Radio
he must
bleeding?
try anyways. In this situation, the only solution for your team is aggression. You have 30 tickets. 20 of those are wrapped up in that ticket. You have to push. But you also have to have your gun up when you're around the corner. As much as you need to be fast, you need to have your gun up. Shift W will kill you every time. And that's a rally spawn.
Everybody coming in from the north.
Wave on the west side to really seal the deal on this radio take. Right behind the wave.
Oh, skies.
Unbelievable. Right behind the wave from Deep State. They're about to get themselves completely cut off right now.
That's a half, not a half. I mishear it.
It's a very effective rally placement. And Deep State can do nothing but watch from the hills and get flanked from behind as their radio dies in town. 30 tickets is about to go down to 10. And we're also seeing that middle push has worked out pretty well. There's the radio death. And there is the end of our first round of territory control. Scoreboard-wise, Tactric just fragging out. 231 confirmed kills to 163 deaths is a very good scoreline for them. Maybe not the 2.0 they might have been hoping for, but also looking at double the number of revives for Tactric, playing a big part in the infantry game. 124 revives for Tactric versus 60 for Deep State. Vic kills is a little bit on Deep State side of things, but the actual number of tickets that are different between the two teams is just about 13 tickets. So a few more Vic kills, really not enough to tip the balance on this one. And checking our timeline, looks like a 1-2 wombo combo of an ATGM vehicle kill right into that radio loss was what sealed the deal for Deep State at the very end. So very effective flanking play from Tactrig, and I think there was a missed opportunity, as Ego had repeatedly pointed out, of you've got rallies on the sides of your opponents, and you are not pushing people behind them to get rid of where they are coming from. You have to remember, every time you see an enemy, that guy came from somewhere. So you have to go deal with that somewhere, or they're going to keep coming at you. Any inputs, any thoughts from you guys? I thought that was a pretty effective, pretty nice match from the both teams. I love seeing some of the crazy plays Deep State managed inside of Habs in little tiny spaces.
I think some of the rallies was super weird, and what was going on the east and west of like squads pushing up, not properly burning rallies, just because the front line is so wide, and then having people behind you burning your rally, moving up your rally, like the I'm gonna make fun of Dusty again, but Dusty setting a rally and it's like 50 meters from 2 other enemy rallies is a little silly. It's like, how did you even get?
Yeah, I think that rally sandwich was pretty damn funny.
So, I think we saw something that was pretty typical of the TC game mode. And it's a little bit exasperated in this version of it where the TC lane is only 3 hexes wide. TC doesn't really provide a comeback mechanic the way that some of the other game modes do. So, for example, in AAS or RAS, you can flip the enemy point and you will get 60 or 50 tickets back. So you can come back. So one of the things that was really decisive in the match that we saw here was the initial rollout loss of that DS radio allowed TT to take about 6 hexes. Now, over the course of the ensuing, 40 some odd minutes, they took a few more. But the key thing was they picked up those 6 hexes early on and held them and kept Deep State on bleed the whole time, combined with the KD difference from just shooting and, being controlled about not pushing, being controlled about getting the revives. TC is one of the most just pure ticket KD and bleed focused game modes because there is no way to come back. It would not have mattered if at the end of that like 10-15 minutes if DS had somehow managed to flip 6 or 7 grid cells or even 15. They would not have had a way to pick back up tickets. So it's all about being disciplined throughout the entire time for controlling space, getting your revives, don't do dumb pushes, and burn those enemy rallies. DS had so many opportunities to burn rallies that they just didn't send somebody to go do it.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, with that, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break here. It's going to be a little bit under 5 minutes as we've been kind of wrapping our analysis up. So we will see you in just a moment for the other side of this. We're going to switch the teams around, and we'll see you guys for that in just a moment. So see you very soon.
You're gonna come in. Is this a trap? This is. One lab's gonna push in and not realize that there's 2.
Front! Turreted. Oh, we're dead here. There's 2 that taking hits for you. We're on fire. We're almost dead. One down. I'm repairing 2. Quarter health.
No way, BTR misses shots?
Second one dead.
Oh, how? That was such a close fight.
And a follow-up by biting. He's going to get traded by Joe Pro. No? Oh, it's an ICO moment right here. Biting pulls out the knife and takes a pistol to the face. There goes Wolf.
Oh, we need to get the fuck out of here. Go back home.
North off mark.
No! Back home.
Let's go back home. Boom.
That's 2 frags for TT. Crystal
surrounded by 3. He's reloading.
not a good time.
Crystal. Wow.
Absolutely massive.
That radio is doomed to only one more spot.
Hopefully this shit's mine, bro. There's a good chance this shit's mine. Possibly.
Wait till he's through the trees. This BTR is about to get lit up. Yup, tandem. Man, gone. What a shot. 2 for 2.
Great play from Brett and
Very
Jen.
nice plays by Brett and Jen.
No, I'm good now.
Tactrig hat gets a beautiful shot onto the RWS for Throngwas. That RWS is on fire and they are making no attempts to revive that as Ghost is peppering shots into them. To Tactrig's credit, most of these Thronglers are spending their time prone in the dirt, damaged and dead.
See Brett take a shot at an engine lab.
Oh.
He might take another
Brett
hit
gaining?
here. Critical time for the lab to stop and repair. Very bad. Oh!
LAV destroyed?
Boom.
Yeah, good kill by Brett.
Absolutely, yes. This is a good tank player who knows to keep himself sandwiched in between all of his infantry. TT will have a very difficult time taking this tank out.
They are 3-manning that tank. The commander is on the crows, keeping a good eye on the revives that the tank gunner has early killed.
Fuck it. Quad like
Better now?
Tovek hopped.
That tank really needs to be turning its turret and firing more shots on this radio. Oh, Ted, are you okay? Ted almost gets wiped by his own tank.
I did not expect that.
I did not expect that either. I don't think Ted knew that was coming. Medical creeping down these stairs.
North. Out of Anchor Haven. Tank is...
With Skype just around the corner.
X45.
Inside that hub. Does not seem to know. Is this our commander? Medical going for the knife. Yes!
We're downstage.
Turn left, oh, he dead. Check over, he left us.
Yeah, turn.
Oh no.
And Crystal absolutely laying into Winston's striker. The BTR Wolfpack paying dividends.
Engine smoke, get out of here. Go back north.
Oh no, there's too many.
Oh.
There's so many here, Zero. What a excellent hot drop by ULB.
Yeah, they're gonna get this. One lost his rally too. Wolf's out of a rally, out of a hab. No way to reset.
They'll pick up some tickets, but they need to go in here and get this hab up.
G1 making the aggression happen, getting a pick on the Karmas. The question is he going to be able to aggress fast enough to save this radio? Adrian goes down. G1's going to probably give up his SL kit.
He's gonna have to if he wants to save it.
He might just save this radio. There he goes. Oh. So let's see if that BMP can get a shot on before these tracks come back up and then make the
Forced to reduce the gas. Like 20 tickets.
That's a lack it. They know the BMP is
he's screwed. Oh my gosh. And they got a lab charging.
Labs taking the spearhead here.
Looks like they're turreted on the BMP. Yeah, they're campers that turret.
This BMP is just done. Sriracha's here to finish it off.
Good driver work. Good driver work.
And goodbye.
Great driver work, but unfortunately not
The tank does see Dixie and Chris
in a very precarious situation right now. That tank is lining its barrel up.
Dixie picking up another. As the engineer, is he getting a C4 on the hand?
Dixie and Chris are dead men walking right now. Tank barrel facing the wrong way. They might make it out. And Chris and Dixie are gone. They should be dead right now.
Wait, he's still here?
I thought Keep 6 was dead. He's back. So Nick's gonna make an effort. Oh, but the mortar support on the only door in. Oh no. So now Nick is forced. He has to time it.
Sneak in.
But the barbed wire. He could still wallbang Keep 6 here or see
Oh
his
no,
foot.
his feet.
Oh, his foot, no!
He's gonna get the feet.
Not on the feet!
No!
Oh, Nick! Very well done, Nick.
Yo, bro, you can hear me. You think people can hear me? So strange, yes? So strange. I'm gonna do unspeakable things to you.
Polish is gonna commit some more crimes.
I'm gonna do unspeakable things to you.
Can I come in? Is this a trap? This is. One lab's gonna push in. Not realize that there's two.
Front! Turreted. Oh, we're down here. There's two that. We're taking some hits for you. We're on fire. We're almost dead.
Stop from dropping radio or anything.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scrim. I am currently looking at a helicopter. This is Chris. He's one of our pilots. I'm curious, if you look inside the helicopter, there's nothing here. And, I mean, last match we saw Deep State make some good use of how large that helicopter was. So I can't help but wonder why Tech not taking advantage of one of PLA Heli's only advantages in its large capacity. So that is curious to me. We will still follow this heli on rollout in case something happens, but I am just wondering what is up with that. And Deep State sitting in their Tigers on the Russian side, ready for their rollout as well. Looks like we're going to be going right about now. And the rotors start spinning. So last round we saw a lot of flanking gameplay, but not a lot of rally burns from Deep State. I really do hope they can kind of course correct on that this time and get some people deep behind Tactric's lines and burn some rallies. Make some real progress on that. But our rollout has well and truly begun. And both helicopters steaming towards the middle of the map. Desicris's helicopter going very fast, very straight down the center for somebody who has no one to transport. But Deep State's helicopter making very good progress as well, right down the middle.
Heli's hella late.
He's ready here.
And I think this commentary in command chat's interesting. Their heli's late. He's ready for you. I think we're going to see a heli ram. This is why the helicopter was empty. I think the altitude. No! Dez did not make the ram happen. Oh no! And there goes 5 tickets for Tactrig over nothing. What a disaster! That would have been a pretty nice wipe for Tactrig if Dez had managed to hit his mark, but the altitude just did not work out for him. However, in comes streaming the Tiger Brigade. Ooh! Big engine shot. And that is a RWS off the board. I mean, we got a repairman here. I don't think he's going to be allowed to do his job. There's too much red around the room.
What the fuck am I listening to?
Streaming through. Wolf on the open Top Gun.
Vex
saying
got
hello to Des.
No burn, but RW's still there.
RWS managing to stay alive, only barely. I have to wonder. I know the
We're
Tigers
seeing
a
a
little slower.
similar setup here at the rollout that we saw last round, where we have a few set of concentrated DS. These DS guys are playing off of a single rally at a known location because that's where the heli dropped, and they're teeing up against about 25 to 30 TT all in a fairly spreads, and the rest of DS again very delayed on their rollouts. Also looks like they lost a Vic on the east side.
No, maybe open top.
Yeah, it looks like we got a big trade. So that RWS for Tactric that went down being traded out by our other RWS CSK, managing to make a bit of a difference by trading that other RWS out, or at least an open top
DS
out.
putting down a risky radio with no defense on it. TT's literally just walking up to it.
Yep, this is a big push right now. And this is going to probably decide the course of the rest of the match here. We talked about the lack of comeback mechanics in TC. I mean, once you lose this midpoint, it is over for you unless you manage a big trade, a big change of pace. That was a nice grenade. And the closest the moment is Club.
TT burns the single DS rally that was holding their mid from the heli. This is unsurprising because the rally will always be near where the heli dropped.
If I look at, like, Deep State has like half a squad in squad 3 RWS way on west side, and then another 3 guys in a Vic way on west side. It's just like we're just not committing infantry to our hab that we're setting down.
So it looks like that vehicle on its way for either main camp, or I think more likely it looks like a vantage position of some kind. But yeah, again, not really in the fight, and this fight is not going the way Deep State wants it to. Tactric has excellent control on the west side, and they are just straight up the hab on the northeastern bridge position. Nice nade from there, getting Deep State out of that building at least, not really killing anything, but that is Tactric all over this radio, and one Deep State alone left. Never mind, my camera missed him from behind, but a nice flank position by Mixu. And that is the hab camp we're hearing in command chat.
Just to keep them off you.
Go for it.
And I think that's just it for the northeast here. I don't see any rallies in the hills to support that fob that they placed. So that really was a risky fob. There was, looks like, a vehicle up here. Transport or Logi wiped out by Tactric 50 cal.
Wow, we dropped a hab up north for a 50? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a 50 bunker on the top of that mountain. That's a radio in the middle of the hilltop, I think. Or is this behind the mountain? Is this
rally?
Are we at least inside of a building with this radio for this 50?
No.
So this is, I think, old Deep State coming back to play again. Dropping emplacements to see if that can provide them leverage. But yeah, this radio is not... Oh, it is in a somewhat bunkered structure, but
yeah,
you know, I guess there is that at least. But the exclusive
on the outside,
placing a radio with the exclusive intention of only placing an MG bunker seems like a very Deep State thing to do. So far, he's not died just yet, but he does have a great view. If I can stabilize my camera a little bit here, but. Peppering a few shots on the incoming Logi, not actually hitting those shots. I think he's so far away, and
MOA is so bad on
yeah, and look at the incoming fire from this 50, just so much more accurately. He's gonna have to back out. So the RWS just proving way more accurate than a gun that is literally planted into the dirt. Feels a little bit backwards to me, but regardless, that means Tactric's logistics are able to get in and get out. And look at this cheeky little hull down. You can just barely see the top of that gun, if at all. I mean, it is just barely poking out. And I think we just saw Tactric's angered response. Here are the mortar tubes, accurately ranged, and there goes AOC feet picks off the 50 bunker. So if these mortars don't let up, what we will see is, or if these mortars do let up, what we'll see is I think feet is gonna respawn at that rally and dig that radio down if they know what's good for them. If they even manage to survive the rally wave, I think they might just be clobbered by the mortars when they wave. Because they placed the rally right underneath their HMG bunker. I do see a large reset of red. Looks like another radio down in the valley. On the northeasternmost part of the map. But I mean, as we kind of just zoom out a little bit here, we can see that the approach... We've got the red presence. We've got a line right here. We've got absolutely nothing on the right side of my screen and a presence on that side. And, of course, the middle drive. So we're seeing, again, the wrap situation is developing. But this is happening so deep inside of Deep State's lines. I don't see a possibility of recovery unless they can win a lot of gunfights. And a rally in the middle of the road, that is unconventional to say the least.
Road rap. Wait. Oh, I thought it was road hab.
Road hab?
No, we're good. No, we're good.
Okay, we're good. We're a respectable institution. We would never place road habs.
It's out in the open now.
Oh, so I have to assume this was placed before that 50 cal bunker was placed.
No, it's down.
Okay, so they just got a 50 cal bunker accurately mortared, and the response to that is let's build our hab outside. So the moment any Tactric gets eyes on this thing, and I think HQB might... The rally is burned for sure. I don't know about eyes on that hab yet, but...
it already.
Yeah, so I think we're going to see mortars rain down upon this hab building at any moment.
Full flank squad for DS is going up against a couple Tactric.
And I think... That rally on the road burned, and we're seeing exactly why you don't place rallies on roads, because when you wave, there's jack shit here to stop you from getting shot off of it. So that rally was doomed. And probably a good thing for Deep State that it got burned, to be honest. Because that thing was a death trap. And that is just a stream of blue. Just the entire right side of your screen blue. Left side, a little bit of red, but the blue wave is just... going to overwhelm.
So let's talk a little bit about this Deep State pressure from the west side, and let's compare and contrast it to the way Deep State put pressure in the back line in round one. In round one, they had a single rally with a 3-man coming off of it about 100 meters north of the hab. That tends to be very risky. It tends to be easily burnt because it's easy to figure out where they're coming from. In this time, we've got... we had 2 rallies that were off to the west, but these are about 400 plus meters away. One just got picked up. Curious to see where they're going to rotate that to. But the 400-ish meters away is safe, but it's going to result in not a lot of consistent pressure. It's great for its survivability. But right now, DS needs to cause a dilemma for TT. They need to cause a problem that TT has to react to, and they need a little bit more mass than what a 500-meter rally can provide. So curious to see what happens next there.
Also, huge unlucky on the 6-man flank squad. Coincidentally, Cooler happens to drive past and burn rally, which is super unlucky.
It's a nice view from that
HQ.
I mean, I think I hear a light southwest in these hills.
Well, again, it's putting rallies in kind of predictable places. Everybody wants to put their Vic up on the ridgeline. You usually want to put your rallies down in a draw somewhere where it's harder to spot, harder to burn.
Well, if it's all downhill on the southeast side, we just get shot there. Yeah.
That's fine.
Then I'll go more north.
Just keep shifting more north, yeah.
It's okay.
So I kind of recognize now our stream has been a little bit on the laggy side. I've adjusted our stream settings, so hopefully we get a smoother experience out of this. I apologize for all the drop frames and hope that they will not continue. But I am running off of, gosh, just the not greatest internet service off of a 40 megabit upload. Should be good for 1440, but I guess not. This is a lot of pressure on this rally. We're very, very close to seeing a burn. And again, we're seeing another situation of a tac trig rally and a deep state rally. Just right flipping next to each other. Like, look at this. It's just, what is this, 20 meters? 50, well, not 20 meters. It's like 100, maybe 100 meters, but it's just so close. How do we keep happening? And they haven't burned it. There's tac trig all around this thing, and they have not burned it.
It's on the east or the west?
This is on the east side, the northeast side.
Oh, okay.
And they're surrounding this rally. They have not burned it. I think they're going to burn it in about 3 seconds, though. Yep, there it goes. So that's another rally burn that was supporting this Habs outskirts and is no longer there. And I had mentioned earlier that mortars would be raining upon this Hab, and I think that has been happening. Klob with the hot drop on an open top, just kind of sitting in the driver's seat. Very creatively blocking the door. Is this the only door out of this compound? There's only one other door?
Oh, yeah.
So the door block, I mean, even though it's not the only door, great nade. This guy's toast. Yep, clone goes down. The door block means they are just absolutely in one. The nades!
Just in case.
There's only one way out. You're getting rained on by mortars. Oh my goodness, we lost a vehicle inside too. Oh, that was an ammo crate?
Oh.
So now you've got no ammo, you're alone, they're hailing nades in at you, mortars are coming down. You only have one door out because some jackass parked his car in a no parking space. You can't park there. So this Hab is just gone, and I mean, this is, I think, the one and only thing. If we check up on the bigger picture, this is the one and only thing stopping the drive home from tac trig. Like there's nothing else behind it. I see absolutely nothing in the way of any kind of defenses. So tac trig's free to flank the east, pushing the aggression on the north, but once this fob is gone, I think there's just nothing. I am kind of amused to see that this 50 cal bunker is still here and still operational. And the fact that there is a radio to be had means that tac trig is on the case. I think we are finally seeing the dig down happen.
Sounds good, yeah.
And it does look like this radio has been staged by its own team. But they are guarding it jealously, not digging it down yet. So I think the situation we have here is this radio is at like 1 tick of health. And the moment any sign of trouble happens, they're going to dig it down. But they're trying to keep it up as much as possible so that this 50 can survive. They just reacted to a rally burn. And Jeff is going to have multiple tac trigs surrounding him. I think Taros heard that. No eyes on it, though. Definitely heard. Taros is investigating. But these bushes are just unpleasant. Oh, there it is. Lines up the shot and executed. However, I do not think we're going to see that radio die. Yep, looks like that radio got pulled by Deep State. And not a moment too soon. So Feet able to keep that radio at 1 HP and just right-click it one more time when that was needed. A creative strategy, but at the same time, I really am not sure how much hate that 50 cal was putting out to make that worth all the effort. When, I mean, your Hab is just getting chewed up. You don't have a Hab anymore. It's been occupied. You've got squatters now. And the radio is across a river. That might be a saving grace while they still have their 2 or 3 rallies over there, but TT slowly making the advance on that too.
So let's touch on how TT did that radio take for just a minute, because there's something that's worth highlighting that's really difficult to do because everybody wants to jump into a fight. You saw 2 TT get on the outside. They shoved that Vic in to close off the door, and then they sat on the outside of the wall and waited for probably 4 or 5 minutes until they had other people come over. They did this because they were just holding the proxy, and they know they can win the fight, but why win it close when you can wait for your friends and win it easily? So it's reducing the risk. They were holding the proxy, and then once they had enough people to make it super safe, then they went in to take the top off.
Absolutely. I think the number one thing that kills a lot of radio pushes is just going in a little too soon. Unless you are like on a deep flank way behind the enemy, like you really have no reason not to just take it slow, especially if you've got a proxy, if you've got the hab dug down, then there's no reason not to just take your sweet time. It looks like Tactric finding themselves on this radio, again, being defended by 1, 2, maybe 3 individuals. A little bit of... Oh, that teamwork, no! Little creative boosting from HQB, and Yippee manages to make it in the bleed out, but revive through the wall. And that is HQB in this compound alive in one piece.
Never go through a door or through a break in the wall that you know they're staring at. Go over a wall, get a boost, climb a tree, pick an angle that they're not staring at.
Unfortunately, in this case, the angle they're all staring from is a mountain directly next to the compound side. You would have had to go around instead of above, but HQB finds himself on top of this radio. And I do believe, Logano, you're looking at a different radio, right?
Yeah, Tactic's radio is going down.
So that is a radio trade and most likely in the making here. I don't think this is going to have much impact. The fight is so far past that mid-map radio that we're looking at right now that I don't see this having much impact on the rest of the match.
Both teams have the ability to recover this radio pressure. Both teams have decent rallies close enough. The difference is that the DS rallies are right on the front, so if they give up space to go save their radio, the TT front pushes in and burns their rallies, because that front is right at the rally
Looks like we are keeping this radio. Is it just about to be saved?
Script is scuttling?
It's close. Oh, we're scuttling now. Is there time? I wish we could see the bleed out timer. I did not check the score before to see if that was a radio loss or not. I don't think it was.
Got it.
Meanwhile, back at Deep State's radio, HQB, unfortunately, on the radio, not able to stay alive, but Yippee back to support his battle brother. So Tactric with some control, limited control over this radio, and Deep State in the fringes. But I mean, if we, if you just zoom out on this right now, just the blue line up here, yes, contested in the mountain, but you've got all of this off the side that is able to keep all this red from hurting any of this blue, at least a little bit. And back at the hab. So Chris and company do have to hold this hab, because if it is recovered without that radio being shoveled down, they will not have the map control they want to have. This hab would become spawnable again. But I think...
Oh. OP frag.
We were seeing this radio being dug down. I think a frag must have taken out, or some
Chris
sort of...
died on the south to a
back
frag, and then...
Yes, but back at this radio, though, I think all the radio dig is gone, except for one more. Just needs to stage this thing for his team. I think going for the revives is definitely the right call. So Deep State able to kind of keep this going for a little bit longer, but we're really just prolonging the inevitable here. I mean, this fob has already fallen. It's just a matter of getting sufficient manpower to that radio to finish it off. And this hilltop right above it, largely controlled by Tactrig. A few Deep State alive to contest it. The opposing hill, which was full of snipers a few minutes ago, is now completely torn apart. And we have some Deep State mixed in, but nothing able to really support this hab in any meaningful way. They're just kind of crawling for survival as they're being combed through by Tactrig. And even behind this fob, we're seeing Taros just kind of scout out any positions that they might use to set up for next, and Taros is doing exactly what the team needs him to do right now. May just manage a frag. Yup, on the stairs. That's a tough push, especially when you're alone. You need to bring somebody for that. If this is important enough for you to push alone, it's important enough for you to bring a friend or two.
Brig's only rally on the east side of the river burned. So.
And this hill right above the hab looking just not great for Deep State. I think like a total of 1 alive.
Should we get our own hab like in this compound here?
Yep, we'll work on it.
Revisiting our radio situation. Definitely looking like this radio is, being dug currently. Mortars here to support as well. I assume these are friendly tactic mortars, but gonna make it harder for TT to get in. Not that it really matters. I mean, if you've got a steady stream of tubes just hailing down on a radio, there's not much anyone can do to get to that radio.
TT does not currently have a hab up. These are DS tubes.
Gotcha.
TT playing off of rallies.
So that kind of brings up an interesting point, like what I had said earlier. Like, it's not going to have much impact on the round because this fob was so far away behind the lines that it really, the only consequence of that fob was the 20 tickets that it represented lying around on the map. And I do see, I believe this is Tactric Logi streaming through, maybe setting a new fob up, possibly? Much closer to the new front line.
I'm not sure if TT just went for a second heli ram or lost control, but their heli just lawn darted into the ground.
We still need help the enemy radio.
And that is a radio bleed out for Deep State. The 133 tickets remaining. And it looks like they are prepared up for a new fob. Now, Taros' presence at this little compound and the people behind it are forcing Deep State to set up even farther back than they would like to. But here's the source of our mortar tubes.
Enemy transport 06.
Radio burnt for DS.
And there is 111 tickets remaining for Deep State. We're seeing the logistics stream in, the mortars, the BRDM. But really, you've just got this wave of blue that you need to contest, and there's just so many Deep State bodies lying down on the mountaintops up here that I don't think it's going to be happening. So this southernmost hill generally belongs to Tactrig. The northernmost hill, for sure, belongs to Tactrig.
Enemy mortars marked accurate or semi-accurately on 8.
And for now, it's all they can really do to get the open top grenade launchers, maybe peppering some grenades onto that mountain push from the north side. But
Can you go get ready to come south? It's radio and half.
Really not going to have much of an impact at this point anymore. I think Deep State has been completely wiped off the map in the area they previously held. Just stragglers at this point, and they are on full reset to this new mortar fob. But I mean, checking the map, this new mortar fob is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes away from anchor. I mean, there is really not much room left for Deep State to maneuver anymore.
Thank you for cover. All good.
North, you guys on 14 and 15, guys. Close north.
We have artillery in a minute 30, guys.
Flank DS squad pulled up to Hex 26 to try to contest, but TT's already there and they're responding. RWS is heading out. Dusty Mike. Dusty spots Lardub. He can see the rally. But he's just watching the Lardub.
We do have a couple Deep State rallies kind of on the periphery out here, but they're kind of so far off the hexes and so high up a mountaintop that it's really not possible to easily push off of them to get to where the fight is actually being held right now.
Jim, feel free to use an ammo crate on you.
What? Oh! Dusty just walks by drone operator.
Minus.
That's actually something I really am surprised we haven't seen a little bit more play from right now. I don't recall seeing too many drones up in the air from the Russians.
The teams agreed that they were not going to use tanks and they were not going to use drones.
I see. I had only heard about the tanks, but drones also make sense to me. So I have to
drones
wonder...
are extremely powerful, and in this matchup, only one side gets them. So they wanted to try and keep it fairly balanced.
And yet we are seeing a deep state quadcopter caught on camera.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Dusty walked right by him. Unlucky.
I think at this point,
they left the rally here.
I think some of the agreements at this point are kind of out the window. I'm pretty sure Deep State knows the situation that they are in. 230 tickets to, I believe, about 82 tickets. It is really not looking good. I kind of just want to see that. I want to see a T90 roll out of Maine.
No.
But I don't think we're going to see it because they agreed with the drones, but we just saw a drone, so I want to see a T90 now.
Oh, no. I think TAC decided that they just weren't going to do drones.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, we're really just watching the slow motion disassembly of this team.
4 and 5 just move north a little bit.
We've got a bunch of that's going to plow through X14 and 6 in the secondary.
We've got artillery that'll smack.
Spandrel on the Russian side looking for targets, but I mean, there's not much to be seen anymore. It looks like they popped a couple shots off already. There's a couple empty tubes.
But, yeah.
Back onto the infantry. I mean, the stuff that's going on is just sparse mortars, making things a little difficult for Tactrig. But again, like as I go ahead and mentioned before our break, there's not really a recovery mechanic in territory control, which is one of the things that maybe could use some attention if a possible territory control rework happens. But there's really nothing that Deep State can do to gain tickets at this point. There's once you start the match, that's all the tickets you'll ever have, and if they're gone, they're gone. And right now, they are definitely gone. There's another 10 tickets left than the last time I checked up on it. And I believe we're seeing Artie coming down.
Looks like DS Artie.
Yeah. I think they've got enough TT inside of buildings that this is going to do, I think, a whole lot of nothing.
Okay, guys, my plan, I'm going to start creeping Artie base near squad 3. Push it.
So we're hearing calls. Oh, now that's going to be, if this is what I think it is, Chris is creeping Artie that he's going to call from squad 3 would be a much more effective Artie than we're seeing land right now.
Yeah, I really don't like that DS Artie. They're Artying the area that's in the low ground that is, the easiest thing to fishbowl. What they need to do is they need to use the Artie to take space that allows them to build off of it. This area is all about controlling the high ground, controlling the right hills, and then playing off of those hills. I would have rather see that Artie clear out a hill and allow the massive amounts of DS players that are on the north be able to follow up that Artie. There's no DS positioning to follow up on that Artie in the low ground.
Yeah, I mean, with the power of omnipotence, from the angle I'm looking at, I can see multiple nice paths for this artillery that would have helped Deep State infantry push forward, and none of those options were taken. It's only this deep Artie in the back. At this point, it's desperation. You're just hoping for a couple tickets of infantry kills, but there's nothing really to be done anymore. But a more optimal Artie, I mean, I'm looking at like 15 Tactrig right now. That would have been wiped if it was just placed on a hill instead of the hab. Because none of these guys certainly have any cover. Suicide push from open top. Go on.
I was going to say, you can never take a hab in the low ground without controlling the area around it first.
Big hot drop from Deep
going
State.
Straight in. High risk. At this point, they don't have an option, but usually you want to control the areas around before you try to push in.
Ooh, and that was just a slaughter on Deep State's side. They got one frag out of it, but the rest of them just got demolished. Hot drops are a tricky art. They would work marvelously well in many situations, but it really takes a lot of one gun skill to just win that initial gunfight when you're kind of disoriented getting out of the car, but also you need to know exactly where you need to put yourself. And Deep State just inserted themselves into a cushion of Tactrig on all sides. And there's the RWS to clean up. We'll probably see that firing on the open top momentarily, but 40 tickets remaining, remaining for Deep State. We're just watching the demise in slow motion. if Tree could turn the R-dub around and shoot this open top, would make this a little bit faster, but I guess not. So we're seeing Chris Webb's already kind of beginning to land now. And it looks like the initial barrage caught out a fire team of Deep State. Yeah. I think it's now past where Deep State's line was. They were worried about friendly fire. But it does look like another kill or two possibly could get picked up if we're lucky here. But the rest of this already is going to be landing in this compound. A couple dead in this compound that will not be able to pick up.
And the thing that's different right now is that you see the TT infantry chasing the Arty. You see Appleson, Dusty, Vex, Joe. They're all pushing as fast as they can behind it because they know that space has been cleared.
Yup. I mean, that's why we have creeping barrages. The whole point is it creeps forward so the infantry can walk right behind it and take that land for absolutely free. Or at least at the cost of a cooldown timer. And this is important land to be taking. I mean, if we zoom out here, the land that has been taken by this artillery is the exact middle point between Tactrig's Hab on here and then the east side. I mean, this is the Arty was placed just so they can walk the straight line from Hab to Hab and have this territory right here.
Blob coming from the south too. I wasn't paying attention to south, but it looks like TT has 2 rallies on the south angle crossing the river.
And you never work only one angle. This south side, while all that Arty was falling from one angle over here, this south side was able to kind of just walk right in while everyone's heads were all inside of buildings on cap. So that's the other benefit of Arty.
Vex got a rally burn on the north. That's
the other benefit of Arty. So you get to take the territory for free, but you also get to take other angles for free as well because everyone's screens are all blurry. Their heads are all inside of buildings instead of looking out for kills. Deep State aware of the predicament they find themselves in. So much blue running directly at them.
10 tickets left. We probably won't get to see this Hab get
Dark
taken,
Angel goes down from Scriptum, redeeming himself from earlier.
Is that a nade? Oh, short.
Good nades on the mortars, not quite finding their targets. This medic able to stay alive for now, but so many nades. I think the call was made in one of these squads. Dump an ammo bag. I think these are Deep State. No, these are Deep State nades. Those are RGF primers on those frags. They're like, oh my god, they're here, guys, but they're not even in the compound yet. You're wasting all your grenades. Give it a 20 seconds. There's a frag at the bottom of the screen.
They're okay. They're okay. They're just.
Mixu takes it. I'm able to get some danger close mortars out. I see that tube pointing directly vertical. That's exactly what needs to happen. Hops off the tube, not fast enough. Oh, Vitamins, was that the 2-piece or the nade?
Script him, I think, through the nade and got
the
watermelon.
So that's one building clear. Ooh, and
that was it.
Oh, I was looking forward to that fight, but I guess that's all the tickets we had left to us. And that was a comprehensive dismantling from Tactrig at the second half of the match there. A little bit higher ticket count at the as well for the end of this round. Scoreboard wise, pretty similar kill count, death count from the last. And a little bit slightly less performance revives wise from the medics. But man, the tide is completely turned in terms of vehicles. 16 vehicle kills on Tactrig's side versus only 8 kills from Deep State. As in terms of tickets there, that's a 30 ticket difference. I mean, that's a radio and a half that we're looking at from vehicle kills. That's an actually substantial amount of tickets changing hands there, which, I mean, in a game this lopsided, not enough to really change things if Deep State had been popping off on vehicles, but still not nothing for sure. And the timeline, you can see kind of the steady losses at a significantly faster rate just because of map control differences. But man, that was a good 2 rounds. I'm happy to see at least that Deep State has started to shake off a little bit of its. I loved the creativity from the emplacements we saw on that last scrim on Gorodok, and we saw a tiny bit of that here today again with the 50 cal on the top of the mountain that got pulled basically immediately. But at the same time, we've seen assets like that and like the deep flank jeeps that are just being dedicated that are taking away from the center. And then the action at the center, as we pointed out a couple of times, we've got we sort of have flanks, but we don't see them really making concerted efforts to burn rallies and squash spawns, which is, I mean, this is how you win.
Flanks don't matter if there's not a front line, and not committing.
Yeah, I mean,
enough to the front line, it just collapses.
Yeah, I mean, the first round there was a pretty healthy front line for most of that match, although Deep State definitely on the back foot for the entire round. But this second round was just nonstop momentum from Tactrig from start to finish. I'm still sad we did not get to see that Heli Ram workout, though. That was a little disappointing, but I cannot be too sad about it, because I mean, even if the Heli Ram had failed, you can tell Tactrig's command had a plan in place to take control of that area, and I mean, there was control. Even the Heli Ram would have just made it a little bit easier.